Alex Grant stepped off the landing craft and felt the harsh ground of Veyrax beneath his boots. The world stretched endlessly with jagged mountains that seemed to pierce the darkening sky. The air was thick and heavy, carrying the smell of burnt metal and smoke from distant fires. The sun hung low like a fading lantern, casting long shadows across the battlefield. The war had left the land broken and scarred. Every step forward was met with rubble and twisted remains of machines and vehicles. Alex adjusted his pack and checked the blaster at his side. He could feel the tension in the air and knew this mission was dangerous yet vital. From the edge of the horizon came a sudden movement. A figure appeared riding a dragon. The creature was large with scales that shimmered in the dim light. The rider was an elf woman, with long hair that flowed behind her. She held a long staff that glowed softly. The dragon moved with grace, its wings slicing through the smoke and dust. It circled above the battlefield as though watching and waiting for the right moment to strike. Alex recognized the moment he needed to act. The child Ilyan was exposed and vulnerable among the chaos. The aliens attacking were relentless and showed no mercy. Alex moved quickly, keeping low as he ran toward the young one. The child was small with large eyes that reflected fear and confusion. Alex crouched beside him, shielding his body. He felt the weight of responsibility settle on his shoulders. Every choice mattered. Every second could mean life or death. Ground shook under the steps of approaching enemy machines. The sky roared as Zephyra, the dragon, swooped low, protecting them from above. Her wings created gusts that knocked over enemies and deflected fire. Alex could see the admiration in the elf woman Lyra's eyes as she directed Zephyra to strike with precision. The first wave came fast. Alex braced himself, taking blows that would have killed a lesser human. He rolled to the side, dodging energy blasts and slashing debris with his weapon. Each strike he blocked, and each hit he took, protected the child. He gritted his teeth, feeling pain but refusing to yield. Zephyra roared above, driving the attackers back. The battlefield was a blur of motion. Alex could barely keep track of the enemies who came in waves, yet his focus never wavered. Ilyan remained safe under his protection. As the fight continued, Alex noticed the strategy of the alien forces. They were trying to flank them, isolating the child. He shifted position, dragging Ilyan behind makeshift cover. His mind raced, analyzing the situation, calculating every risk. The elf woman Lyra coordinated from above, signaling Zephyra to intercept incoming fire. The dragon descended with precision, scattering the attackers. Alex seized the chance to move to a safer position. He felt the sweat and blood on his face, but also a strange sense of determination. Hours passed, it seemed like. The battle would never end. Yet, in the midst of chaos, Alex found moments to glance at Ilyan. The child clutched his small hands around Alex's armor, looking up with trust in his eyes. It was a trust that gave Alex more strength than any weapon could provide. He whispered, words of encouragement, keeping his voice low and steady, assuring the child that everything would be all right. He knew fear could be more dangerous than any enemy if it caused hesitation. The alien forces regrouped, launching a second attack. This time they were more coordinated. Alex felt the strikes coming from all sides. He held his ground, taking the brunt of the attacks, using his body as shield. His arms ached. His legs trembled, but he refused to falter. He remembered training drills and combat simulations. Yet this was different. Real-life survival of a young life depended on him. He felt a surge of energy from somewhere deep inside, propelling him forward, keeping him alert and aware. Lyra landed beside him, her presence a relief in the endless violence. She spoke in a calm voice, giving instructions and encouragement. The words were simple, yet powerful, guiding Alex through the chaos. The dragon nuzzled him, sensing his exhaustion, offering a brief moment of comfort. Alex felt gratitude he had never known for creatures who understood courage and loyalty, without speaking a single word. He knew the bond he had formed with Lyra and Zephyra was unbreakable. In this moment of war, night began to fall. The sun disappeared, leaving a dark blue sky, illuminated by distant fires and faint stars. Alex led Ilion through ruined buildings and shattered streets, keeping to shadows, avoiding direct lines of fire. He moved carefully, listening to the sounds of enemies scanning the area. He learned to read the subtle signs of movement, the shift of dust, the echo of metal. It was like a silent language, telling him where danger lurked. At one point, they had to cross a wide-open square. The enemy controlled the area, but Alex calculated timing and speed. He took a deep breath and ran, pushing Ilion in front of him, shielding the child with every ounce of strength. The dragon swooped low, creating a gust of wind that knocked enemies off balance, giving them the opportunity to cross safely. They reached the other side, bruised and tired but alive. The relief was brief, as Alex knew the danger was not over yet. He found a small building to use as shelter for the night. It was damaged, but provided some protection. The child clung to him asleep. Finally, feeling safe, Alex sat beside him, exhausted, closing his eyes for a brief moment. He reflected on the violence and fear, yet also the courage and hope he had witnessed. He knew tomorrow would bring more challenges, more enemies, more strikes, but he also knew he would continue to protect Ilion, no matter what. He understood that survival. It was not just about fighting, it was about care, courage, and unbreakable resolve. Lyra and Zephyra stayed close for the night, keeping watch. Alex marveled at the trust they had placed in him and the loyalty he felt in return. The bond between them was now a crucial part of their survival. They shared quiet moments, exchanging small smiles and gestures of understanding. No words were needed. Everything was clear in the actions and shared purpose. Together, they would face the trials of war on Veyrax, side by side, protecting the young alien who had become the symbol of hope in a fractured world. Alex understood that this was only the beginning of their journey, and the beginning of bonds that would shape their fates and the fate of the galaxy. The next day, the sky over Veyrax was pale and gray. Alex Grant woke before dawn, feeling the cold air biting his skin. The ruins around them seemed quieter for a moment, yet the silence was heavy with danger. Ilion slept peacefully beside him, unaware of the threats that surrounded them. Alex knew that even in moments of calm, the enemy could strike without warning. Lyra and Zephyra were alert, keeping watch from the nearby ruins. Their eyes scanned the horizon, searching for movement or sound that indicated danger. Alex checked his equipment, ensuring weapons were ready and supplies intact. He helped Ilion wake, gently guiding the child through the motions of morning survival. They had little time for rest today, as the enemy forces were regrouping for another assault. Alex understood that staying in one place too long could be fatal. The young alien needed constant protection and guidance as they moved through the broken city. They set out cautiously, stepping over rubble and avoiding open spaces. Alex led Ilion through narrow alleys and collapsed streets using debris for cover. Lyra flew above on Zephyra, scanning the skies and rooftops for signs of enemy scouts. Their communication was silent, subtle gestures and signals that kept them coordinated without drawing attention. The bond between human and alien allies grew stronger with every careful step they took. Suddenly, a loud crash came from the direction they were heading. Alex froze, signaling the child to stay low. Zephyra let out a warning roar and swooped down, blocking the path ahead. The enemy had set up a patrol with mechanical creatures that moved quickly and without hesitation. Alex took a deep breath and prepared to face them. He moved forward using cover and timing every step precisely to avoid exposure. The creatures attacked relentlessly, yet Alex met each strike with determination, protecting Ilion at all costs. The battle lasted for what felt like hours. Every move was critical, Alex blocked blows and pushed back the enemies while keeping the child safe. He felt fatigue in his muscles yet refused to falter. Each impact and clash of metal and energy tested his limits, but the thought of Ilyan's safety kept him going. Zephyra swooped, repeatedly, scattering attackers, and Lyra provided guidance from above, their coordination flawless and silent. As the patrol retreated, Alex led Ilyan to a safer location, a partially collapsed building that offered some shelter and vantage over the surrounding area. They paused to rest and gather their thoughts. Alex checked Ilyan for injuries and found only minor scratches. The relief was brief, as he knew this was just one wave of many. Yet the moment allowed him to feel the bond. They shared a quiet connection of trust and protection that went beyond words. Lyra joined them, landing lightly beside Alex. She spoke calmly, explaining that the enemy was preparing a larger force further ahead. Their path was dangerous, yet unavoidable. The young alien Ilyan was key to the survival of his people. And Alex understood that protecting him meant facing increasing risks. Every decision mattered, and hesitation could cost lives. Alex felt the weight of responsibility heavier than ever before, yet also felt a determination he had not known existed. They moved again, carefully avoiding open areas. Alex led with strategy, guiding Ilyan, and Lyra followed Zephyra, protecting from above. They used shadows and debris to remain unseen. The ruined city was a maze, and Alex used every sense to anticipate threats, listening to distant sounds, observing subtle shifts in the environment. He guided the group through safe paths. Avoiding direct confrontation was the goal. Yet sometimes, confrontation was unavoidable, and Alex met it head-on, every time. By midday, they reached a narrow canyon that provided a natural barrier from the enemy patrols. Alex considered the risks he needed to cross the canyon, to reach a temporary safe zone, where they could plan next moves and gather more intelligence. The path was dangerous with unstable rock formations and limited cover, yet it offered the best chance to advance without being surrounded. He helped Ilyan navigate the uneven terrain, offering steady hands and quiet words of encouragement. As they progressed, a sudden tremor shook the ground. Rocks fell around them. Alex pushed Ilyan out of the way, shielding him from falling debris. Zephyra swooped down again, protecting the child from above. The elf woman Lyra guided them through the safest path. Signaling every move, Alex followed without hesitation, trusting her judgment and the instincts that had kept them alive so far. The moment was tense, filled with danger, yet marked by coordination and mutual trust. Once across the canyon, they found a small plateau with remnants of a building offering temporary refuge. Alex took the chance to rest and observe the surrounding area. Lyra scouted from above, ensuring no enemies approached, while Zephyra remained close, offering comfort to Ilyan. The child looked up at Alex and smiled briefly, a moment that reinforced the human's commitment and gave him renewed strength. The day continued with careful movement, avoiding enemy detection. Alex trained Ilyan in simple survival techniques. Guiding the child step by step, he showed how to move quietly, how to observe dangers, and trust instincts. Every lesson was a way to keep the young alien safe and prepare for challenges ahead. The bond between protector and protected grew with each passing hour, built on trust, courage, and shared experiences. As evening approached, the group found a small, safe area within the ruins. Alex prepared a modest shelter using debris. Lyra helped reinforcing the area, while Zephyra patrolled from above. The sky turned dark, and the distant fires cast flickering light across the landscape. Alex sat beside Ilyan, reflecting on the day, the dangers they faced, and the resilience they had shown. They had survived another day in a world torn by war, yet knew tomorrow would bring new trials. Alex looked at Lyra and Zephyra and understood the importance of unity and trust. Their presence was not only protection but a source of courage and hope. The young alien Ilion slept safely between them. Alex watched over the child, feeling a deep sense of responsibility and commitment. He knew the journey was far from over, yet also understood that together they could face any challenge. The night was quiet, yet filled with anticipation of battles to come, and the bonds that would shape their journey and the fate of Veyrax and beyond. Morning came slowly over the broken world of Veyrax. Alex Grant rose with the first light, feeling the chill of the air. He checked Ilion, who slept peacefully, unaware of the constant danger surrounding them. The ruins around them were quiet, for a moment, yet Alex knew this calm would not last. Lyra and Zephyra were already on watch, the elf woman scanning the horizon, and the dragon circling above. For any signs of enemy movement, Alex gathered supplies and prepared to move again. The child needed protection, and the group could not stay in one place too long. The alien forces were relentless, and any pause could be fatal. He gently woke Ilion, guiding him through morning, routines showing care while ensuring speed and efficiency. Every action was deliberate and measured, ensuring the child's safety while maintaining readiness for possible attacks. As they moved through the shattered city, Alex taught Ilion how to observe surroundings and listen for subtle changes in the environment. They used narrow alleys and collapsed streets for cover, moving with quiet caution. Lyra flew above, giving guidance through subtle gestures, and Zephyra created diversions when enemy patrols were near. Their coordination was silent and precise, allowing them to avoid unnecessary confrontations while staying prepared for sudden danger. Suddenly, distant roars echoed across the ruins, signaling approaching enemy forces. Alex felt a surge of adrenaline. He positioned himself in front of Ilion, shielding the child with his body. The mechanical creatures emerged from the debris, moving swiftly and without hesitation. Alex met their first strikes, absorbing impacts while pushing the child to safety. The dragons swooped, low, scattering attackers, and Lyra directed their movements, guiding them through the chaos. The battle was intense. Alex felt exhaustion in his limbs, yet refused to falter. Every blow he took and every maneuver he executed was focused on keeping Ilion safe. He shouted instructions in brief words, guiding the child to stay low and move with precision. The mechanical creatures were relentless, yet Alex met each wave with determination, knowing that their survival depended on his courage and resilience. Hours passed as they fought through the ruins. Alex noticed the strategy of the enemy forces. They tried to isolate the child, cutting off possible escape routes. He adapted quickly, using cover and timing to navigate through the dangers. Bond between human and alien allies strengthened with every coordinated action. The dragon protected from above, while Lyra provided insight and direction, making their movements more effective and precise. After the immediate threat was dealt with, Alex led Ilion to a partially collapsed building, providing temporary shelter. They rested briefly, checking for injuries and assessing supplies. The child had minor scratches. Alex cleaned and bandaged, them offering reassurance, while Lyra monitored the skies and surroundings. They shared a quiet moment, a fragile peace, amid chaos, reflecting trust and the connection formed in battle. The group moved again as midday approached. Alex guided them through narrow canyons and hidden paths, using knowledge of terrain to avoid enemy detection. The young alien Ilion listened intently, learning techniques for survival, observation. Alex explained the importance of patience and careful movement. Each lesson was practical and crucial for safety and survival in the dangerous environment. A sudden tremor shook the ground. Alex quickly assessed the area, guiding Ilion through falling debris and unstable rocks. Zephyra swooped in, creating wind currents that helped clear loose obstacles. The elf woman Lyra signaled the safest path. allowing the group to navigate the treacherous terrain without casualties. The moment tested their coordination and trust as they relied on each other for guidance and protection. Once the immediate danger passed, they reached a small plateau, providing a temporary safe zone. Alex allowed Ilian to rest while he and Lyra scanned for threats. The child looked up at Alex with trust and gratitude, reinforcing the humans. A determination to continue protecting him, Alex felt the weight of responsibility, yet also a deep sense of purpose, knowing that their journey was vital for the survival of the young alien and the future of Veyrax. Throughout the day, Alex trained Ilian in basic combat and survival skills, teaching him how to move quietly, observe dangers, and trust instincts. The child responded with curiosity and determination, each small success giving Alex renewed energy and hope. Lyra and Zafira supported the training, providing protection and guidance, ensuring the lessons were effective and safe. As evening fell, they found shelter in a damaged building. Alex reinforced the area using debris and provided comfort for Ilian. He reflected on the day, acknowledging the battles fought and survived, and the bond that had deepened between them. The elf woman Lyra stayed close, offering counsel and support, while Zafira patrolled from above, ensuring no surprise attacks could reach them. The night was calm yet heavy with anticipation of challenges ahead. Alex understood that survival was continuous, requiring vigilance, courage, and cooperation. Every member of the group played a role in ensuring Ilian's safety and their collective ability to navigate the dangers of Veyrax. The human resilience, combined with alien abilities, created a strong unit, capable of facing the uncertainties of war. Alex looked at Ilian sleeping safely between him and Lyra, feeling a profound sense of responsibility and determination. He knew the path ahead was filled with dangers, yet believed that together they could overcome every obstacle. The bonds formed in these trials were more than strategy or skill. They were built on trust, courage, and shared purpose, shaping their fate and the fate of the young alien, who had become the symbol of hope in a world divided by war. The next morning, the pale light of Veyrax revealed the extent of destruction across the city. Alex Grant prepared for another day, knowing the dangers would not lessen. He checked Ilian, who slept briefly before waking to greet the human protector. The young alien had learned to trust him completely, relying on Alex's guidance and strength. Alex felt the weight of responsibility heavier than ever, yet it fueled his determination to keep the child safe. Lyra and Zafira were already alert, scouting the horizon. The elf woman pointed out subtle signs of enemy movement and potential hazards. Alex listened closely, absorbing every detail. They moved cautiously through the ruins, using shadows and debris to stay hidden. The city was dangerous. Every corner could conceal threats, yet their coordination and mutual understanding allowed them to move with relative safety. As they advanced, a large force of enemy machines emerged from behind collapsed buildings. Their approach was deliberate and fast. Alex knew confrontation was inevitable. He positioned himself in front of Ilian, shielding the child, while Lyra directed Zafira to create diversions above. The dragon swooped low, knocking over mechanical enemies, disrupting their advance. Alex met every strike with courage, absorbing blows and pushing the child to safety. The battle was intense. Alex felt fatigue seeping into his muscles, yet he refused to falter. Every movement was calculated, every action focused on survival and protection. He directed Ilian in simple instructions, keeping the child low and moving swiftly through cover. The mechanical enemies adapted, yet Alex adapted faster, using terrain and timing to maintain an advantage. Despite exhaustion, he remained steady and resilient, knowing failure was not an option. Hours passed as they fought through the city. Alex observed enemy strategies, noting patterns and weaknesses. He guided Ilian through narrow alleys and ruined streets, teaching him to recognize dangers and respond quickly. Each lesson was reinforced by immediate action, strengthening the child's instincts and understanding. Lyra and Zafira supported every step, creating a seamless unit that moved as one through chaos. After the enemy forces retreated, Alex led Ilian to a partially standing structure, offering temporary shelter. They rested briefly, assessing minor injuries and checking supplies. The child smiled at Alex, a simple gesture of trust and gratitude that reinforced the human's resolve. Lyra joined them, providing insight and planning the next move, while Zephyra remained vigilant above, ready to intervene if danger approached. By midday, they reached a wide open area necessary to cross to reach a safer zone. Alex calculated the risks, guiding Ilian across. Using debris and shadows as cover, the dragon created gusts of wind to impede enemy movement. And Lyra signaled safe paths for each step. Alex maintained constant awareness, ensuring no threat could surprise them. The successful crossing reinforced the strength of their bond and the importance of teamwork. As afternoon approached, they encountered another enemy patrol, moving swiftly through the ruins. Alex engaged immediately, using defensive techniques to protect Ilian. He took every blow on himself, deflecting attacks and pushing the child out. Of harm's way, Zephyra struck from above, scattering enemies, and Lyra coordinated movements, ensuring efficient protection. Their unity allowed them to survive. Yet the constant strain tested endurance and patience. After the skirmish, Alex led the group to a safer location within the ruins. He used debris to fortify a temporary shelter, providing cover and comfort for Ilian. The child rested, while Alex reflected on the day, considering the battles fought and survived, and the trust that had deepened between them. Lyra and Zephyra remained vigilant, ready to react to any approaching threat. The sun began to set, painting the sky with dark tones. The group stayed alert, knowing the night could bring new dangers. Alex taught Ilian additional survival techniques, emphasizing careful observation and patience. The child listened, intently absorbing every instruction, understanding that these lessons could mean life or death. Lyra and Zephyra supported the teaching, reinforcing practical skills and awareness. Night fell quietly, the ruins bathed in dim light. Alex watched over Ilian, ensuring the child was safe. He understood that their journey was far from over, and that challenges ahead would be greater. Yet he also recognized the strength and courage they had cultivated. Together, the human, the elf woman, the dragon, and the young alien formed a bond unbroken by fear or exhaustion. Their unity was their greatest strength, preparing them for the inevitable trials that lay ahead in the dangerous world of Veyrax. The following morning, light spread over Veyrax, revealing the extent of the damage across the city. Alex Grant prepared once more, knowing the dangers would not lessen. The young alien Ilian woke beside him, trusting completely in the human. Protector Alex felt the weight of responsibility heavier than ever, yet it strengthened his resolve to ensure the child's safety. Lyra and Zephyra were already alert, scanning the horizon for enemy activity. The elf woman signaled subtle movements and potential threats. Alex listened carefully, absorbing every detail. They moved through the ruins with caution, using debris and shadows to avoid detection. The city was dangerous, yet their coordination allowed them to advance with relative safety. End stated, commented other 17. End quoted 17. Suddenly, a loud rumble echoed across the city, signaling a large force of enemy machines approaching. Alex knew confrontation was unavoidable. He positioned himself between Ilian and the advancing force, shielding the child. Lyra directed Zephyra to strike from above. The dragon swooped low, scattering enemies and creating openings for escape. Alex met every strike with courage, absorbing impacts while guiding Ilian to safety. The battle raged hours. Alex felt exhaustion pressing into his muscles, yet refused to falter. Every action was deliberate, each movement calculated, focused entirely on survival and protection. He instructed Ilian to stay low and follow precisely the paths he indicated. The mechanical forces adapted, yet Alex adapted faster, using terrain and timing, maintaining an advantage. Despite fatigue, he remained steady and resilient, knowing failure was not an option. After the enemies retreated, Alex led Ilyan to a partially standing structure, offering temporary shelter. They rested briefly, checking minor injuries and replenishing supplies. The child smiled at Alex, a gesture of trust reinforcing the contact. Human's determination. Lyra joined them, giving insight and planning their next move, while Zephyra patrolled above, ready to intervene at any sign of threat. By midday, they reached a narrow canyon necessary to cross to reach a safer zone. Alex calculated the risks, guiding Ilyan carefully, using debris and shadows for cover. The dragon created gusts of wind, disrupting enemy movements, while Lyra signaled safe paths. Alex maintained constant awareness, ensuring no threat could surprise them. The successful crossing strengthened their bond and demonstrated the importance of trust and coordination. As afternoon approached, they encountered another patrol moving swiftly through the ruins. Alex engaged immediately, using defensive maneuvers to protect Ilyan. He took every blow, shielding the child. Zephyra attacked from above, scattering enemies, and Lyra coordinated movements, ensuring effective protection. Their unity allowed them to survive, yet the continuous strain tested endurance and patience. After the skirmish, Alex led the group to a safer location within the ruins. He fortified a temporary shelter, offering cover and comfort for Ilyan. The child rested, while Alex reflected on the day, considering the battles survived and the tensions, trust that had deepened between them. Lyra and Zephyra remained vigilant, ready to respond to any approaching danger. As the sun set, the sky turned dark, painting the ruins in shadows. The group stayed alert, aware the night could bring unseen threats. Alex taught Ilyan further survival techniques, emphasizing observation and patience. The child listened, carefully absorbing every lesson, understanding that these skills were crucial for survival. Lyra and Zephyra supported training, reinforcing practical skills and awareness. Night passed quietly with no major attacks. Alex watched over Ilyan, ensuring safety. He knew their journey was far from complete, and challenges ahead would be greater. Yet, he recognized the courage and strength they had cultivated. Together, the human, elf woman, dragon, and young alien formed an unbreakable bond. Their unity became their greatest strength, preparing them for the trials that awaited in the dangerous world of Veyrax. The following day, they approached the alien queen Valendra's citadel. The massive structure rose from the ruins, glowing with energy. Alex understood that reaching the queen was inevitable. The child Ilyan was central to her plans, and his safety remained Alex's primary concern. Lyra guided them through hidden passages, avoiding guards and patrols, while Zephyra flew overhead, ensuring no enemies could ambush them. Upon reaching the central chamber, the queen emerged, radiating power and authority. Alex stood in front of Ilyan, shielding him instinctively. The queen observed his relentless protection of her child with a mixture of awe and possession, spoke declaring Alex would remain by their side, not through force alone, but because she desired his presence. Alex, though cautious, recognized the significance of her claim and the implications for their future. Lyra, torn between loyalty to her queen and admiration for Alex, watched silently, understanding the gravity of the moment. Zephyra stood close, protecting both Alex and Ilyan. The queen's declaration brought a complex mix of honor, responsibility, and uncertainty. Alex felt the weight of choice, knowing that his actions had earned recognition, yet bound him to new expectations and duties. In the following days, Alex adapted to the queen's presence, learning more about her intentions and the wider conflict. The young alien Ilyan continued to rely on him, absorbing lessons in survival and strategy. Lyra offered guidance and support, while Zephyra remained a constant guardian. Their unit had transformed from mere survival companions into a cohesive force capable of facing larger threats. The human resilience, combined with alien intelligence and power, created a unique alliance. Alex understood that his journey had shifted from simple protection to a crucial role in shaping the future of Veyrax. The bonds forged in battle were now central to diplomacy, survival, and the unfolding war. Alex had taken every strike to protect the child, and now faced a new challenge of loyalty, leadership, and alliance with a powerful queen. As night fell over the citadel, Alex reflected on the journey that had brought them here. He thought of the countless dangers faced, the trust built with Lyra and Zephyra, and the unwavering reliance of Ilion. Every strike he had taken, every challenge he had overcome, had led to this moment. He understood that survival was not just physical endurance, but courage, loyalty, and the ability to protect those who could not defend themselves. Together they faced the uncertainty of the future with resilience and unity. The human, the elf woman, the dragon, and the young alien were bound not just by necessity, but by mutual trust and respect. Their journey had become a symbol of courage in a galaxy torn by war and conflict. Alex knew that with their combined strength, they could face any trial and safeguard the young alien whose life had changed the course of their destinies and perhaps the fate of the galaxy itself.